please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting latest updated video. Hello friends, my name is Bhavesh Parmar. In previous session we have started one lesson, networking technology, and if we see its HSC board point of view, its weightage is some around 14 to 18 marks. In previous lecture we have discussed the definition of networking, what do you mean by networking and what are its advantages. Then we have also discussed the LAN and WAN, means how LAN works, its basic characteristics. Thereafter we have studied WAN, that is wide area networking, and we also try to write down the difference between LAN and WAN network. So in today's session we are going to start network connecting components, and if we see the weightage of this topic, it's some around 4 marks from HSC board point of view. So guys, in today's session we are starting network connecting components. So let me start. So guys, in this topic we have to study 4 different components, and that first one is modem, second one is hub, third one is repeater, and the last one is router. So generally these 4 different components are used while establishing any kind of network. So guys, let me see one by one. So in that, first one is modem. So generally nowadays we heard this word so many times, modem. Modem is what actually modem does. So first of all these devices are electronic components and they are widely used to establish a network, to perform a better networking. So first of all we discussed modem. So modem stands for modulator demodulator, and widely modem is used to establish internet connection between computers. So modulator means what actually, guys? So generally what happen, our computer transmit and receives only digital signal, where our telephone line, which is used as a mediator to transfer the data from one place to another place, so it can transmit only analog signal. So guys, what happen if we try to send the data digitally through that telephone line? So it will never try to understand which kind of data you are trying to transfer. And suppose your computer receives any analog signal, then in that case what happen, guys? The computer do not understood what the data he received. So for that purpose, one mediator is used between computers. So I will draw the diagram of modem. So if we represent modem, so for that purpose I am trying to draw 2 separate computers and 2 separate modem device. So this is my modem 1. This is my another modem, and this second modem connected to PC number 2. So I am labeling here PC 1. So this is the device, or you may say that this is the cable that we are used to connect between computers. So this is called your telephone line. So generally, guys, what happen? Computer 1 want to communicate with computer 2, then what happen? We should use modem. So what actually modem did? When this PC 1 transmit the data in digital form, this digital signal received by this modem, it try to convert it into analog signal. That is, in physics you have studied wave motion, that is combination of crest and trough. So in this it will try to convert the signal into analog form. So this conversion process, that is conversion of digital signal to analog signal, This process is called modulation. And this analog signal transfer with this cable, then this analog signal received by modem number 2, it try to retransmit into digital form, and this digital signal received by this computer number 2. So this process of converting analog signal to digital signal is called demodulation. So modem stands for modulator, demodulator. Modulator performs modulation process. Means what, guys? Computer 1 transmit the signal in which form? Digital form. This digital signal received by this modem convert it into analog form. So this conversion process between digital signal to analog signal, this process is called modulation, and this analog signal transfer to this telephone line wire, then modem 2 receives this analog signal, again reconvert into digital signal, and this signal send it to PC2. So this conversion process of analog signal to digital signal, this process is called demodulation. So this is the method to communicate two computers through modem. So guys, generally modem is established for internet communication purpose. So through modem, your computer connect with several computer in a LAN network as well as in a WAN network also. So guys, there are two types of modems are there. First of all, the first type of modem is called asynchronous modem, and the second type of modem is called synchronous modem. So if question asked in your examination, write short note on modem, and first of all guys, you have to check its weightage. If it is asked for 2 marks, then what to do guys, you have to draw this diagram and write down the basic explanation of modem, means what actually it try to perform, and even though you have to also explain the types of modem in short. So you have to write down at least 2 to 3 points of each type. So first of all, we discuss asynchronous modem. So as the name suggests, asynchronous modem, so it can transmit a limited amount of data, and generally it transmit the data in the form of frames. So while using asynchronous modem, it never use any special digital transmission clock to transfer the data between computers. So the user cannot understand whether the receiver computer got the data clearly or not. And generally, what are the major drawback of this asynchronous modem? It can transmit only a character set of data with limited amount, with limited form. So that's why it's, if you consider the cost of asynchronous modem, it is comparatively less expensive than synchronous modem. So guys, the second type is synchronous modem. In synchronous modem, if we see, it is almost advanced as compared to asynchronous modem. In synchronous modem, it can transmit a large amount of data in the form of frame. So it can transmit a variety of data, means it can transmit text, images, multimedia data without any interruption. And it also uses special digital clock during data transmission. So sender and receiver should get the acknowledgement whether that person or that computer receives data properly or not. So if we compare the cost of synchronous modem, it is highly expensive. So these are all are regarding about modem. So let me take the review of modem. Modem stands for modulator, demodulator. It is one of the electronic component which is used to establish the network. Modulator performs modulation process, that is conversion of digital signal to analog signal, and demodulation is the process conversion of analog signal to digital signal. So in this way communication takes place, and these are the two various types of modem. In that, first one is asynchronous modem. It is used to transmit a limited amount of data, never use special digital clock during data transmission, and it can passes only character set of data, and if we consider its cost, it is less expensive. And if we switch on to synchronous modem, then it can transmit a huge large amount of data without any interruption. It uses special digital clock while transferring the data, and it can transmit any kind of data without any interruption. And if we consider its cost, it is highly expensive compared to asynchronous modem. So these are regarding about modem. Now we switch on our next network connecting components. So our next components is repeater. So as the name suggests, repeater means it can copy and extend the data. So first of all, I am going to draw the diagram of repeater. So guys, you can easily understand the working of repeater. So in this case, again, I am going to use two separate computers, and I am labeling these computers as PC1 and PC2. And in between these two computers, I am going to use one electronic component device, and the name of device is repeater. And these computers are connected with each other. So generally, we transfer the data through this computer. So what is the role of repeater? Repeater is generally used for extending the network. So say for example, suppose if I want to establish a LAN network between three separate buildings. So if I am using LAN, so what I have to do, I have to establish three separate LAN for three separate buildings. And if I want to connect this, and if the distance between each building is more, then in that case, repeater is one of the best important tool device which is used to connect these networks. Or you may also call it repeater is used for extending a network. So what is the major role of repeater? Repeater accept the signal from one computer, then process on it, amplify it, and regenerate the signal and transmit it to destination computer. So what it actually do, it accept this weak signal and convert into strong signal and pass it to the destination computer. So whenever we are going to write down the information about repeater, so first of all, what is our first point? Repeater is one of the electronic component which is used to extend the network. And what is the role of repeater? Repeater receives the signal from one computer, which is weak signal, perform process on it, means it amplify the signal and transmit it to the destination computer. So why guys amplification process is needed here? Because what happened when we used cable to connect two or more computers with each other, every cable has some limitation to transfer the data. So what happened guys, after some particular distance, your data try to get lost and it may occur some error, and when the receiver computer receives this data, it may contain the data having some error. So what is the role of repeater? Repeater try to reduce the error transmission between these two computers. But what if you consider the cost of this repeater? It is highly expensive device and it is used to for extension of network. But there is a major drawback of repeater is what? There is no any separation between data and error. Means what happen? Whatever it receives as an input from one computer, it amplify as it is and transmit it to the destination computer. Means what guys? Suppose if I am transferring the data, but that data consists some error message, or you can say that noise, then what happen? It also amplify the noise. Means if there is a error like suppose 2%, 3%, then it is amplify it to 20%, 30%. So what happened guys? The receiver computer received the data having some error. So this is the major drawback. So this is our second electronic component, and if we consider its cost, so as I told you earlier, it is expensive device and professionals are required to establish this type of device in a network. So this is my second device. Now we are going to switch on our third device, and the name of that device is hub. So first of all, I am going to draw the diagram of hub. So that's why you guys to clear this concept very easily and conveniently. So this is the device. To this device I am going to connect many computers. So assume that guys, all these are PCs, and this device is called hub. So guys, this is the basic diagram for hub. So generally hub is also called central network connecting device. So means guys, what actually it means all the computers in a network, they are connected with this device only. So that's why it is called central network connecting device. Every computer in a network is connected with other computer in a network through this hub, and this socket indicates plug and play device. Means user can easily connect it through this network, and if the person don't want, they can easily release also. So by using plug and play device, we can connect all the computers through this hub device. So what actually hub did? So generally what happened? Suppose, let me take the example. Suppose, so this is the PC1. So this PC1 transfers the data. Suppose this is my PC4. So in that case, PC1 try to transfer the data to PC4. Then what happened? What is the role of hub? Hub receives the signal from this PC1 and send the signal to PC4. The PC4 receives the signal and send the acknowledgement to this PC1, means data transfer 100% successfully. So at the same time, suppose this PC try to transmit the data to this particular computer, then it can first send the signal, then hub check whether this PC is available or not. If it is available, then it sends the data to this particular computer. So in this way, all the computer can transmit the data at the same time. Means if I am going to connect, suppose 10 more computers, still the data transmission speed of this hub never affect. So it is very powerful device, and it is widely used in schools, colleges, banks, offices, companies. This hub is very beneficial. So if we consider the cost of hub, it is slightly expensive, and when we use hub as a network connecting device, in that case we require more number of cables. Now guys, we are trying to discuss the type of hub. So there are 3 different types of hub. The first type of hub is called passive hub. The second type of hub is called active hub, and the third type of hub is called switch, or you may also call intelligent hub. So as we know, the basic phenomenon of hub receives the signal from one computer, process on it and transmit it to the destination computer. Means it is an intermediator between computers. So first of all, we guys discuss the first type of hub, passive hub. So in this passive hub, what happen actually guys? If we use this hub in our network, then what happen? Suppose, let me take the same example. PC1 try to transmit the data to this PC4. So what happen? First, PC1 try to send the signal to the hub and checks whether this PC4 is available or not. If it is available, then it try to send the data to the hub, and hub passes the data as it is to this PC4. So in case of passive hub, if the data consists some error, it will never sort out or find out that error. It will never clear that error and passes the data as it is to the destination computer. So meanwhile, passive hub do not perform or do not process on any input signal. So that's why if we consider the cost of passive hub, it is less expensive. Then guys, next type of hub is active hub. So if we consider the working of active hub, as the name suggests, active hub, it receives the signal from one computer. Hub first check the data whether it is perfect or not. If that it consists of some error in that data, it clear that error first and then transfer to the destination computer. So that's why the cost of active hub is slightly expensive as compared to passive hub. So in short, you may also call active hub process on given input data and transfer the accurate data to the destination computer. Now we switch on to the third type of hub, switches, or you may also call intelligent hub. So if we see all these previous two type as compared to this passive active hub, switches are very smart and intelligent. They can transmit the data with highest speed, and if there are more number of computers are connected in a network, still it do not affect on speed of network. So sometimes it also uses a smart algorithm, that is you may also call shortest path algorithm, while transferring the data between computers in a network. So these are the basic regarding about hub. So let me take again the short review about hub. So first of all, our first point is hub is one of the basic electronic component and which is useful to establish a network, and hub is also called central network connecting device, and hub connects the several computers with each other and without soldering of wire. So what is the role of hub? It accepts the signal and check that whether the destination computer is available or not. If it is available, then transfer it to the destination computer. And these are the three different types of hub. What is the role of passive hub? Passive hub can only receive the data. It will not process any data on the given signal. It will retransmit the data as it is. Means what, guys? If the data consists some error, it transmit the data as it is to the destination computer. But in case of active hub, as the name suggests, active hub, it checks the data. Whether that data consists some error, it remove that error and then retransmit to the destination computer. And switches are the fastest data transmission in a network. And if we consider all these three type of hub, switches are highly expensive. They use smart intelligent circuit to transfer the data between computers. So this is our third type of network connecting component. Now guys, we are going to discuss our today's last network connecting component, and its name is router. Routers. So router is also one of the electronic component which is used to connect same or different type of network. So if we consider the cost point of view, if we compare this router with all these three types of components like modem, hub, repeater, routers are very expensive. Why is it so, guys? Because it is used for extension of a network, or you may also call it is used to connect different types of network or different types of LAN. They are trying to connect into one unit, and it is possible with this router device. So what is the role of router? Router is used to connect same or different types of network. So let me take the example of suppose ICICI Bank. So assume that in our Ahmednagar city, total number of ICICI Bank branches are suppose 4, and all the branches are located at different places in our city. And suppose if we try to connect all these 4 branches together within a network, so it is possible with the help of a router. So router uses a smart intelligent circuit that automatically finds out the route to transfer the data. It is just like working as a GPS. So we use Google Map also. So it try to help to find out the specific location by using shortest path algorithm policy. So same thing, it also follow the same strategy to transfer the data. So if we try to draw the diagram of this router, so it is just like this. So this is my network 1. This is my network 1, and here is my another network. So this is my network 2, and if I want to connect these two networks with each other, which are situated with long distance, so routers are very beneficial. So in this case I am using two separate routers. So suppose this is my R1 and R2. So this is router 1 for network 1 and I am using R2 for network 2. So we can communicate or we can connect these networks together to transfer the data. So if we consider the types of router, there are two types of router. First one is static router and the another type of router is dynamic router. So let me discuss the first type of router, static router. So in case of static router, the router do not use any smart intelligent circuit to transfer the data. Means what happen, guys? Suppose network 1 try to transfer the data to this network 2, then what happen, guys? While transferring data, the user should also specify the path to transfer the data which is situated in network 2. Means it is a totally complete manual process and it is quite difficult also. Means some professionals are also required when we used this type of communication. And if we consider the cost of static router, it is less expensive as compared to dynamic router. So what happens, guys? In case of dynamic router, it uses smart intelligent circuit. So when user try to transfer the data and that data to transfer to the different computer that is situated in different network. So in that case, router automatically find out the path by using shortest path algorithm smart circuit and transmit the data with highest speed. But if we try to consider the cost of router, it is very expensive. Why is it so, guys? Router is already expensive, but to install this router we require perfect professionals that can program that router device so user can easily use in our networking concept. So guys, this is our fourth and the last type of network connecting components. So let me take the review of today's session. So in today's session we have discussed 4 different networking connecting components, and if we consider the weightage according to the HSC board examination point of view, the total weightage is for 4 marks, and out of these 4 components they may be asked 2 components for 4 marks or any 3 components for 3 marks. So guys, what to do? You have to check the weightage and according to that you should able to write down the notes, and the notes of this topic is also uploaded after this video, guys. So guys, if you have any problem regarding this topic, please write me in comment section, so I will try to solve your errors. So we'll try to make a better communication between us. So till then, thank you.